The Brisbane radio scene has for years been the main platform for many of Brisbane's best entertainers. But times are changing. With the rise of music streaming services and podcasting, radio stations are racing to adapt. The rise of network programming from hubs in Sydney and Melbourne over recent years has been one major shift, in an attempt to get the best content on air. Sadly though, this has side effects.
Queensland has lost some of its top voices on local radio.
Radio station 4BC has undergone its biggest upheaval in its 85-year history.
The breakfast and morning teams at radio station 4BC have been sacked.
In April 2015, Fairfax Media finalised preparations to merge with Macquarie, forcing a review and alteration of the Fairfax radio network. Hardest hit was Brisbane's 4BC, which despite being established in 1930 and developing a reputation as the on-air home of local content, sacked almost every single one of its announcers. The reason? Network shows from Sydney are cheaper. For as long as radio has been around, programmers have claimed the strength of the audio medium to be its ability to be local. With network programs from other cities on the rise, this is no longer the case. So what exactly does this mean for the future of the radio industry? Sam Borgert is one half of Hit 105's Weekend Breakfast Show, one of only 2 local shows on the network. Let's see. Do you think the rise of networked programming is going to mean less jobs for radio announcers going forward?
Well, I think the introduction or the fact that there's so many network shows is like taking away more jobs in the industry, especially for talent, because it's like there's less slots available because there was heaps of local shows. So every city would have about, 20 announcers or whatever, and now there's only like 5.
How is radio in Brisbane changing?
I like to think it's growing, but it's probably not, because network shows are all coming out of Melbourne and Sydney, and so as an announcer in Brisbane, I think in my head, if I want to make it, if I want to be networked or anything, I have to move.
How important is it to be local to succeed in radio?
Super important, especially when you're starting out, because that's what you're going to connect with first. So people listening in, they won't know who you are. So if you connect with them in a local way, that's just a platform to start a conversation.
With jobs being cut and cost-efficient networked programming taking over, the idea of local radio is in survival mode. But can it be turned around? Do you ever worry about whether or not there'll be a future for you in radio with less jobs?
Yes, definitely. Just because like we're just starting out and it's because of network shows, it's all super competitive.
What do you think the main reason for people listening to the radio at the moment is?
Because most people listen to it in their cars, and it's something you can do while driving that's not illegal. And so you can get, well, it's true, and you can get entertained, and it's fun, and it's local, which TV isn't.
The good news is that despite the rise of networked programming, radio ratings are yet to take a hit. In 2014, 10.1 million Australians tuned into radio stations all over the country. That's a 4% increase on the year before, and an all-time high. Strong ratings are suggesting that despite the decrease in local content, radio listeners are still loving their favourite stations as much, if not more, than ever. Do the positive ratings show that people will always go where the good content is?
Well, yeah, definitely. I like to think so.
What does that mean for your future in a networked industry?
We're given a chance.
Sam Borgert, thanks very much.
Oh, anytime.